Computer, tell me what today is.
Today is Monday, March 6th.
Monday, March 6th, 2023, the 24th day for the Love On campaign, dedicated to the alienated ones, the love to the alienated. For me, mine's mainly always dedicated to Credence. I dedicate them to him because he is my 21-year-old son who was taken from me when he was 3 years old back in 2004. So he doesn't have any memory of living with me. And our first alienation period lasted for a good measly 22 months. I missed his 4th birthday. It's kind of like a bittersweet video. And I know it's kind of an oxymoron sometimes because of my topics or my aura, because I'm angry or whatever, that people depict and take their perspective of me. I'm only speaking the truth. I've given plenty of chances and still have and still will, even though the damage is done, for anybody to come out and speak up about anything. Most people who do speak up don't want their names to be told, which I understand. I ain't trying to put anybody on blast. But for all those who have come around and told me, really great things, just making me feel loved and empowered means everything to me, especially coming from somebody who is coming from bad blood. And I tried really hard to try to make everything work between my so-called mother, father, so-called brother, so-called sister, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, the whole 9 yards. Lucy, sit. Come here. Thank you, Fat Potato. I love you. This is Lulu Bell, our family dog. She's turning 10 this year. She is the kids' dog. She would put them to sleep all one by one when they were little. And when they were doing something they shouldn't be, she would let us know. We love Lucy. Come here, Fat Potato, come here. No, you come here. No, you come here. Oh, I love you. I love you too. Aw, Fat Potato. So, let's see. Thank you for those who reach out to me. Thank you for those who comment. Thank you. If you don't like what I'm doing or you do have questions, I do appreciate any and all feedback. I try to answer back. If you are going to be mean or rude to me, I'll probably be mean and rude back. I'm pretty good at matching intensity depending on the situation. So just try to play nice. There's no reason for anybody to go crazy, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are worried that I'm going to show up at their house protesting them. I don't want everybody afraid of me either. That's not what it's about, I did go to family reunions a couple of years ago. I did go to family functions. I did, it wasn't like, it was all controlled. That's what I'm trying to say. All the settings, everything, I didn't get to actually, when I saw certain family members at Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve in Malala, some of my aunts and uncles' faces looking at me, just the way they look at me like I'm the scum of the earth. That shit hurt. That shit really fucking, you take that shit to heart. But then, you realize we kind of people you're dealing with, and you're trying to break that vicious cycle, and that you don't need to be like that, and we can be better, and we can do better. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, absolutely not. But I do try every day to be better. Do better, be better. We know better. History has a way of repeating itself on repeat. I know it's morbid, but if I were to die tonight, tomorrow, I can die happy. I can die happy every single night because of my protesting, because of my speaking out. I don't think I would be able to live in my own skin, my own being, anything about me if I didn't. So this is, I I toy with death in the sense of like, it just freaks me out because I feel everybody is so mean and rude and just unnecessary abusive toward everybody, and we all know what happens to everybody. All of us are gonna die. All of your enemies are gonna die. And yet we're all just so horrible to everybody. I say it too. I say I hate people because of everything that's happened to me, you know? Or I've been in customer service for so long that I shouldn't be in customer service anymore, you know? Like, there's a way where so long just so much can break you, you know? And then maybe you should just step back from what you're doing, but that's true too. So, let's see, let's correlate that back. I might have to edit this shit out. Let's see. Oh yes, why a protest? If something were to happen to me and I needed to make amends and I was on my deathbed, I would have already pretty much I'd be okay with myself. I am okay with myself because I've tried all the reaching out, and I mean, not saying that, you know, I don't need to try more or whatever, but I've done way more than enough. And then by doing so, I've learned that I've subjected my other kids and my immediate fam to their abuse, which we'll save those stories for another day. But I'm okay with myself. You know, I don't understand how certain family members or parents have kids and whatever happens, they're not around their kids, they don't want to be around their kids. I've always wanted to be around my kids. I've always wanted to know Credence. I've always wanted to be a part of his life, and I always wanted to be a part of our life. Even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just not even, you know, just anything and anything at all. It's just so unfair. So unfair. I think earlier I was trying to say, is love to the alienated, but I always sound upset and stuff, but I'm speaking the truth, and I am upset because the truth hurts, and it's real life. It's my life, and it's always been denied to me. People who know me, people who don't know me, they've all denied me my story. They've all told me what to do, and I've done everything that they tell me. I'm that type of person. I'm a go-getter. Tell me what to do. A to Z, I'll get her done. I know people who have done very appalling things that I've never done, and they got their kids back, and I know people who did less, and they were still able to graduate the Lady Owens program that I mentioned before. It's just dumbfounds me that there's so many people in authority and not one person, I mean, everybody intervened, but not one person intervened the right way. Let's get a visit. Let's see if they should see each other, you know, like, you know. And then I can't always go back and be like, what would it be like if, I mean, I do think about what it'd be like had Credence not been taken from me, because we have no idea what things would have been like, you know. I was straight as an arrow, you know. It was after he was taken from me where I was like, fuck the world, let's do this, because, I mean, he was taken from me and I was hurt and nobody believed me, and I was angry and said, let's do this, fuck the world. If the world fucked me, it's fuck the world, and I didn't have any other kids yet, you know, and not saying justify or anything, it's just that's the way it was. So if Credence wasn't taken from me, there's so many what is, you know. I might not be with Tank now. I might not have had my other kids. There's so many things. So I don't want to be like that. Like, I'm grateful and happy for my immediate family, for what I got going on now. It just stings. It's always going to hurt. Like yesterday when Credence was taken from me. When it really said and that they weren't bringing him back to me. That pain never goes away. Because now we're 18 years in, under my belt, of abuse and alienation. He'll be turning 22 this summer. Like 4th year in college right now. He's going to graduate before I do. That's awesome. I go hard because I love him. And we don't know how this world is going to end. I could not be here tomorrow, and I want him to know how hard I tried, how much I love him. And I have a lot of faith that in humanity and my friends and my village of support, because for one, my kids and my husband, they know me extremely well. Same with my bonus kids. My bonus kids know me very well. So if Credence were to come to us after my death or whatever, they would be able to answer anything and everything. It just would suck that I couldn't be here for it, but still he would get to know me. And then so many people would probably tell them stories that, people don't want to be mentioned or whatever, but then that would come out later. So I know I sound like I'm rambling, I know I am, but it all correlates to everything. Trying to keep calm today. I know you can't blame your adults forever, and you have to, woman up, and I have, and I do. That's my other dog, Mims. You alright, girl? Mims. Now I lost my train of thought. Credence, I love you. I used to think, because I was brainwashed, that I deserved to have you taken from me. But I don't believe that anymore. I know better. Because my self-esteem, everything about me went down the toilet. So it took a while to even get where I'm at. A long while, and a lot of therapy, a lot of years in therapy. But I did it, and now that I've overcome that, and I don't want them to ever succeed in me being dead or rotting or miserable because of them, because they were hoping for that. They thought I would either go away to prison, or maybe somebody would kill me, or I'd kill myself or something, or I would just, if I made it easier for them and did go away to prison like they were hoping, then they could convince everybody the bad person that I was. They were not betting on me growing up and becoming my own person and still fighting back. 40 years old today, and I'm still fighting back my abusers, my personal abusers and alienators. But it's liberating. It's the best feeling ever. I'm never going to get healing or the closure that I want from them or any of them. And this is it. And as I said before, that they're never going to come to and everything. I don't want to be on my deathbed or their deathbed and wonder what could have this or that or whatever. So I've put a lot of thought into this. A lot of thought into it. I'm so comfortable with myself. And it's liberating telling the world who my abusers are, because I've been quiet for so long, and so many other people who are in my shoe or shoes, in the past or are whatever, just like people don't know that you can go protest outside their house, public property, and all the counties are different. You got to do your research, The reason why I'm able to protest the way I am here, well, anybody can protest anywhere, but I can have like my bullhorn, and you have to look at the hours, like it's 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Spring hours are coming up soon. It's going to be nice soon. We went for a bike ride today. It was rainy a little bit, not too shabby. I like the cold, it's cool. If I had it my way, we'd still be in Montana, but so I do have one topic that I was going to mention. I didn't think I would be talking this long. So I know I'm bringing a lot to the table, but it's my life. So, my older biological sister has a hearing loss, and I don't really know much about her today. I don't know if she wears a hearing aid. She did at one point when we were younger, when we were kids. So, that being said, and then also too, my brother. So my sister is 3 years older than me, my brother's 5 years older than me. He went to speech therapy when he was in elementary school, and then I did speech therapy too. I kept getting tested for my ears. If my sister was hard of hearing, maybe I was hard of hearing because I showed signs of that too. Well, my hearing was always fine, and then that was that. I was always treated and told that I was just stupid and crazy. And when I was 15 years old, I remember a conversation. So that would have been if I was 15, 16, 17, 18. So she would have been 18. If I was 14, she's 17. And I remember crying because something just wasn't making sense. And I was trying to get to the bottom of it. And it was obviously very upsetting. This is my family, my sister, my mom. And they're telling me that I'm crazy and that I'm stupid. And she tells me, my sister, that I have a chemical imbalance. Whether I do or do not, they made me feel like they didn't tell me there was help or this or that or do anything for me, just made me feel like I was a dumb piece of shit and unworthy and everything. And I'm young. And I remember crying about it. And then, so if I was 15, I would have been a sophomore. I might have the years off a little bit because it was my freshman year, my freshman literature teacher, maybe sophomore, shit. Anywho, I've been diagnosed twice in my life. Once when I was a kid, a teenager. Thankfully, my English teacher told my mom, oh no, she's not deaf, but there's something else going on, because apparently, you know, she figured out I was bright and I wasn't dumb, but I needed help in something. So we figured out, finally after a while, that it's a central auditory processing disorder, CAPD. And they made a little bit of accommodations and stuff, but after going to college and having accommodations set in because of my CAPD, that was just a whole different ball game, by the way. So mental health, if you know what you have and you are able to put it on paper and take that to school and get accommodations, let me tell you, it's the best thing in the world for you, because I'm going to go back, I'm not done. But I didn't think that I would be able to or could, and I still don't know everything about it. Not everybody, central auditory processing disorder is not very common in the sense that people know about it. Stop, Mimsy. But the whole point is, I had CAPD, and I was a little girl who needed help crying to my sister and my mom, and they made me and told me that I was crazy, and I was stupid, it was a chemical imbalance. Now let me just fucking cry there. I'll never forget that. Never forget the way I felt. Can't believe that even happened. You know, when you are accused or told something so many times by so many people, and it's supposed to be the people that are important to you, the people that birth and raise you, the people that you grew up with, your cousins, your family, everybody, okay? I mean, we had annual picnics in the summer, the last Saturday of July. Every year as a kid growing up, we had stuff on the mom's side, stuff on the dad's side. I mean, my mom is the oldest of 5, my dad's the youngest of 5. There's a big family. And every single one of them decided to just believe them. And when I did make phone calls and ask for help, they all said, no, I just don't believe it, I can't believe it. Which I get, like, right away, because they were betting that card. My parents were betting on everybody believing them over me. That was all part of the game. I'll never not believe anybody when they tell me something happens to them, especially my own kids. I want to be that person that holds other people accountable. There's all these people who are supposed to not be able to do all these things in all these different areas, but they get away with it all the time because there's nobody holding them accountable. Alienators and abusers who are not held accountable. I call them the AAA. Call myself the triple-E. Eccentric, ecstatic, echo, or eradicated, erased echo, eagerly evolving echo, the triple-E. The triple-E against the AAA. Coming for ya. Nobody deserves this type of pain, torment, and turmoil. Like, Credence, are you even curious about us? I mean, are you just that cut off where you have no interest at all? Like, you never, but at the same time, I don't blame you. If my parents can cut me off, their own daughter, then yeah, what can they do to you? Like, I get that. And like, I'm not even asking you to like, come to terms with everything I have to come to terms with. I'm just hoping that we can start small, like maybe even have pen pals or something. As pen pals, we can just start writing or just communication, just anything, any type. I love you, I miss you, I should have been doing these videos all along. This has been brilliant. I didn't know about my rights, I didn't know about protesting, I didn't have cool equipment like this back then. Credence, I freaking love you so much. We all love you. We all love you so, so much. And you can come back to us anytime you want to. Our home is your home, wherever we are. Today is March 6th. Yes, day 24. It's Monday, the year 2023. Live on campaign. You're good, Lucy. See you there. Thanks for listening, you guys. If you want to join in, start small, smart wherever you want to start. Start with the Love On campaign. Let's start making some videos to our kids. Let them know that we miss them and we love them. And let them know things that we want them to know about us on a daily basis, where if we were with them, what we would be thinking about saying to them. You know, it's cool to write that stuff down too, but this is going to be forever and on the internet, and everybody can find it, and they're going to know that we've always and forever fought for them. My hashtag is crazy for credence, and I use orange hearts because last I known orange was his favorite color. I love you, son. Signing out.